and welcome to today's section. We actually started off in the morning with Dr. Emmanuel, and we're here again this evening to continue from where we stopped off in the afternoon. So we know that this year's summit, it's one of its kind, a global scholarship summit with the theme International Scholarship, an incentive for enhancing capacity for nation building. This is happening for me. This is one of its kind and it's happening for the first time. It's loaded with a lot of speakers from different part of the world, So those who joined the afternoon section would bear us witness that it started off on a very beautiful note. So you're not expecting anything less this evening. So I would want you to get your pen, your paper, and sit back for this mind-blowing section. So without wasting much of our time, because I know that it's evening already, I would want to specially welcome us in a very wonderful way. Wherever you're watching us from, you're welcome. So sit back while you listen to the citation of our speaker today.
The next speaker is a DAAD scholar, an academic at both the Obafemi Awolowo University, Nigeria, and Wits Business School, South Africa. He is a TED-Fund scholar who has his PhD research focusing on the performance of listed REITs on the Johannesburg Stock Exchange, JSE, vis-a-vis the introduction of cutting-edge variables. He has published several articles in both local and international journals of repute. He recently served as member Applied Research Program Committee of the Wits Business School in supervisory capacity to MBA cohorts 2019 to 2020. He was appointed as Executive Director Assistant EDA of the African Real Estate Society (AFRES) in 2020. He is the Chief Executive of a prop tech company called Shetaria Pty Limited, registered in Johannesburg, and founder of Africa's leading human capacity development organization, the Leverage Hub. He is a registered estate surveyor and valuer in Nigeria 2014 and also registered as an associate of the Nigerian Institution of Estate Surveyors and Valuers NIESV 2015. He is a member of the American Real Estate Society's ARES. He has attracted prestigious awards such as 2017 as Best Lecturer Award of Obafemi Awolowo University, Nigeria, 2017 TED-Fund Scholarship Nigeria, 2018 International Real Estate Business School Research Grant Germany, 2019 Postgraduate Conference Research Grant Wits University South Africa, 2019 DAAD Scholarship Germany, 2019 Faculty Research Grant University of the Witwatersrand South Africa, 2019 Rising Talent Category Award Wits University South Africa, MBA Bursary Award Wits Business School South Africa, 2020 James Webb Doctoral Research Grant USA, 2020 Postgraduate Conference Research Grant in South Africa. Now, not to even forget, he loves to mentor and even eat. He is an Arsenal fan. Please, with a round of applause, make welcome Seun Ajayi.
Okay, so I would hand over to the speaker to take us through his presentation today. So let us all sit back and enjoy today's presentation.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you for the invitation. I just need you to confirm if you can hear me clearly.
Yes, I can hear you.
All right, so thank you so much. Let me also use this opportunity to apologize for, I think there was some sort of network glitch there. or
Exactly.
technical glitch. Yeah, yeah. So this are part of the challenges of remote presentations as this. But in any case, we just move. Good evening, Your Excellencies, friends home and abroad. My name is Seun Ajayi, and I am very much delighted to be here. Perhaps more important is that I'm glad that you've chosen to take time to be here today. We are at a very critical moment in human history, and you'd agree with me that our planet is navigating towards dangerous levels. And very recently, about 2 months ago, I recall that the United Nations, during their 75th anniversary, called for solutions to impending and very grave global threats. And I remember it was themed urgent actions for urgent times. And so as responsible individuals, we have been saddled with very crucial responsibilities in navigating a channel that will be sustainable for our generations to come. Again, you will agree with me that we live in very, very excruciating times. We are enduring the worst pandemic, economic downturn, policy somersaults. Some of you recall or you remember the perhaps in the papers, maybe from empirical reports, the abysmal monetary and fiscal policies that we've had in the last 5 years. I'm using Nigeria as a laboratory now. We've had 2 recessions. We're currently in one. We keep borrowing. Forgive me, but I have to say this. The Minister of Information needs about $200 million to create a CNN out of NTA. And, apart from that, you see the Minister of Energy saying he needs about $500 million. Apart from that, you'll see the Minister of Transport also saying he needs about $600 million. The Abacha loot recoveries, they are there, among many issues, very excruciating issues that are very laughable. All of these monies, government lackluster attitudes, and many debilitating experiences, and it has become therefore desperately essential that we do not allow all of this to hold us back. We don't allow all of this to hold back the momentum that has started, the investment, the innovation that we need to combat the challenges of our societies. Sustainability has become the defining challenge of our time. And I believe very strongly that it is the most potent game changer for the survival of the next generation. It is an opportunity that we all must seize. But you see, unfortunately, you cannot give what you don't have. How do we plant trees when today we ourselves fail to understand the essence of what a tree is figuratively? How do we plant new trees when we ourselves don't possess the requisite skills to plant these trees? How? When we have a government who will prefer to slam a social media bill on its biggest resources, the youths, the young people, than investing heavily in them. And so therefore, I want to challenge us today. I want to see all of us in the vanguard of unprecedented and very intelligent efforts to retool the future of our yet unborn generations, our children. into one that will be very livable, enjoyable, and sustainable. Um, Mind you, your wellness today were intelligent efforts of individuals who were determined to take care of you about 200 years ago. We're talking about as far back as 1820s, the 1800s. So if we get it wrong this time, we will not only be leaving catastrophic damage to people, to the planet, but we will also be jeopardizing the future of our children. And we don't want that to happen. So at this juncture, I once again appreciate the organizers for the invite. I will be charging you, with my life experience on how I have started to contribute to a sustainable society, which is the topic I'm speaking on today, through academic excellence. Off the hook, I want to say that perhaps if I'd been an actor, the organizers wouldn't have bothered to invite me. Maybe uh, and Odunlade Adekola would have been the one to invite me to come speak. But perhaps I want to presume that the organizers have seen a mark of academic excellence in my life. So I really appreciate that, and I'm humbled. So I think it's about time for me to share my screen. I hope I have such privileges. Let me just go ahead and share my screen. Please confirm to me if you can see my screen.
Yes, I can see your screen.
Okay, thank you so much. Let me minimize this. So I want to plead with everyone listening to me, home and abroad, I mean, wherever you are. I want you to rest assured that it's going to be an interesting one. I will try as much as possible not to bore you. I'm a lecturer, so I will not go the boring way we always dole out our lectures and all of that. I will be spending little time on talking, and I would allow for more interactions because I believe people learn from interaction. So today on your screen, you can see building sustainable societies through academic excellence. Ah, that's a very timely topic, but I will be embellishing it with the angle of the story of my life. I would like to share my own life experience on this journey and how I've been able to contribute to society, how you can learn from my experience. Obviously, they say different strokes for different folk, but I believe that the spirit of the insights today you will draw from them and you use, for your own journey too. So this is a presentation at the Global Scholarship Summit, GSS, 25th November 2020. As I said, I'm a lecturer at the Obafemi Awolowo University. I'm a doctoral researcher at the Vich University. I want to be proud and say that this is the best university in Africa. I'm a DAD scholar, and I'm also a TED Fund scholar. So going forward, let me quickly share with you my outline, how I intend you to navigate today's interaction and insights. Number one, we'll be looking at sustainability itself because it's important for us to know what sustainability is. I'll be touching very briefly. We must have come across this on our TVs, on our phones and what have you. So I'll just touch on it, but make it relevant to today's teaching. Why should we care about sustainability? Why should we care about having sustainable societies? Why Africa? Why us? I also just give you a glimpse of why Africa is where it is today. Very sad story. And then I will introduce the academic excellence phenomenon by sharing with you what academic excellence is not, what it is, and I would share with you my own very practical outputs, things you can touch on, manifestations of academic excellence. I will show you how I've been able to achieve quite a lot with the help of God anyways. The God factor is very important. But However, there's a winning model, a very basic winning model that I'll share with you. The explanatory variables, don't mind me, I'm a researcher, but it's to make this whole session very interesting. And then I'll share with you a glimpse of excellent individuals that have, in one way or the other, adopted these models we're talking about. And then finally, I'll show you excerpts on individual impacts, things that you readily witness in your life if you toe the line and route of academic excellence. And then the societal impact too. I would like to give recommendations, and what have you. So read this on your screen. It says excellence is an art won by training and habituation. Wherever you are, just saying, okay, let that sink into you. And please mind you, this is not an aspire to acquire your desire session. No. These are real issues. These are things that have happened. These are things that we have practicalized. These are things you can touch on, so please just join me in this journey. So on your screen, you can see what the journey was like, the journey at a glance, how it started. I mean, the young individual, I don't know who that is, maybe me, it might be me, I'm not sure, but the young individual on your left screen, how it started, and then the other guy on the right, they're same people, but obviously there's a difference there. And you can see the arrow, you can see above the arrow, you can see some sort of very complex simultaneous equations, and beneath it too. But what I'm trying to portray here is that I forgot to put a question mark. What I'm trying to portray here is that I didn't need some sort of complex Byzantine equations to get to where I am today. Well, with the help of God. Number one factor was grace and hard work anyways. I'll show you how it all happened. But first, let us first talk about sustainability itself. We need to understand what sustainability is, what a sustainable society is. What does it mean? It's simply meeting the needs of the present without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their own. Okay? Another definition that is relevant for today's interaction is actions, systems put in place, structures, relationships, all right, that actively support the capacity of current and future generations to create healthy and livable communities. But in one word, we don't have to bug ourselves with a lot of complex definitions. It's just to say, please, let us not eat or consume our future. But how do we do that? I'll show you in the subsequent slides. We need to start to sustain the sustainability trend. All right. Angus Madison 10 years ago developed a chart showing historical trends on the well-being, and also using that as a trajectory, as a projection into what the future can look like. If you look at chart B, the B chart, that's some sort of, gross domestic GDP per capita income. Sorry, can you still hear me? Just confirm if you can still hear me.
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, fantastic. He was trying to show some historical trends in the well-being of people that had lived, the generational, trends of well-being right from 1820 down to 2000, almost about 200 years. And I can tell you categorically, if you look at the green line, that represents the United States. That's to tell you that you can see that it's experiencing an upwardly trend. That's to tell you that there was some intense effort from certain individuals. They looked into the future and decided to take very intentional efforts, intelligent efforts, ensuring that the generations after them are able to live in livable, enjoyable, and sustainable communities. Those are very fantastic actions to take, looking ahead, not eating the future. But the big question today is Africa. What is going on with Africa? We've had so many pertinent questions arising. Have they cost us? Did they sell our batch? What happened to us? What happened to us? Look at the yellow line. Africa finds herself, at the lower end of the chart. It's so disgraceful and despicable. And that is to say that we've also got sets of individuals that have not been intentional in their actions in ensuring that we ourselves today don't live in livable, enjoyable, and sustainable societies. It's very bad, but we cannot afford to continue in that trend. We need to sustain, and that's why I capitalize that. We need to sustain that sustainability trend. We need to provide a futuristic environment, a future that our children's children can look back and say, oh, God bless daddy, God bless grandpa, God bless this, our past heroes. I don't think we can call any of our leaders in Africa heroes. Perhaps I remember, I think it was my in-law that was calling our past leaders hoodlums. That's very despicable. It shouldn't get to that. But are we going to do we keep dwelling on the errors of our leaders, of our past, generations? The change can start with us. But how do we start? We can carve a niche in different spheres of life, but today we're talking about academic excellence. So we need to change the narrative. Why is Africa at the lower ebb of the graph? On your screen, African leaders and governance, poor democratic institutions, Byzantine public policy, very complex public policies, the people themselves. And you can see our capitalized mindset. Our mindset is very bad. There are no two words to it. Our mindset is very despicable, very bad. We have decided to settle for less. We have decided in Africa to settle and believe that anybody with a white skin automatically is your boss, can do better things than you, can be excellent, and you just follow on the queue. No. I want you at the end of today to start to believe in possibilities. Please, I've said this is not an aspire to acquire obsession. It's not. These are practical things that have happened, all right? It's been a journey. Now, I said I was going to introduce academic excellence, but over the years and in recent times, there's been a hot debate about the definition of what academic excellence is. So there is a conflicting spectrum of the definition, the scope, different varying schools of thought about what academic excellence is. Academic excellence is not about grades. No, it's not about grades. Academic excellence is not a location, it's not a destination. It is your mindset. Your mindset. New mindset, better academic results, plus more enjoyment. Mindset. I was one of the dullest students back in the days, but today the fortunes had to change. And so I wrote there, quality or excellence is never an accident. It is always the result of intelligent effort. These are things that we've heard over and over. So I won't bore you. Some of us have attended the platforms, very, very interesting sessions. So this is only a reminder. This is only to charge you up again. Perhaps if you have started to relax, academic excellence is not about your grades. It is about your mindset. So start to have a mindset shift. As from today, as from this second, you can do it. You can be above, par. You can perform excellently well anywhere in the world, not just in Nigeria. Not just in Nigeria. Let me show you a brief aspect, just a short aspect of what academic excellence has done for me. And I put in bracket, it was just a shift in mindset. I had a shift in mindset in 2015, and ever since then, my life had changed sporadically, unprecedentedly. In 2017, so that I don't sound proud. So I don't sound proud. Let me just be saying God gave me. In 2017, I won the TED Fund scholarship. I was only academic. It was about mindset. It wasn't about my results. I got the best lecturer award 2017, 2018, and I read research grants, did scholarship in 2019, James Webb doctoral research grant in the US 2020, and so many. These are things you can touch on. These are manifestations of what academic excellence, a shift in our mindset, can do for us. We should stop settling for anything less than the best. Now, the big question is, wow, in your mindset, someone is sitting in the kitchen, someone is sitting in his office, or someone saying, wow, wow, wow. But I want to ask, are you an ambulance? No, you're not one. But that's just by the way. But as you are saying, wow, 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 I need to show you how I was able to achieve all of this. And it's demonstrated in the next slide. Now I have a basic model to academic excellence. I remember engaging with one of my friends back in those years, and he told me about the very, very basic model, and which is what I've been working with over time. And you see my very basic linear regression, or equation as you might call it, model. ACEX represents my academic excellence. Those that understand research analysis will understand what I'm trying to say. So academic excellence is about moving with the right people, the right information, and the right time. If you understand this basic model, if you have your pen, please write down this basic model, RPIT. Move with the right people, have the right information, and take actions at the right time. I've been doing this for the last 5 years, and it's been working for me. Now, let me explain all of this to you. I defined my model as this. I call it explanatory variables. To be a winner in this journey, the people in your life, they must be active. Please underline the word active and relevant mentors. Please, your mentors can be younger than you. Your mentors have to be very active in their chosen career path. Do your due diligence to ensure your mentors are active. I will never move close to a passive or dead mentor. Ensure your mentor is always on the move. Always on the move. Information, I call it the currency of advantage. Information. In my PhD, we call something information asymmetry. That's a case when two parties to a transaction, when there are two parties to a transaction, one has more information than the other. Obviously, the one with more information takes enhanced informed decision than the other. That is advantage. It is the currency of advantage. In life today, information is very key, very key. Those of you, those young men here chasing after a certain girl, chasing after their future partners, information about that potential wife of yours is so powerful to permeating. When I say permeating, you understand what I mean? Getting her to get married to you. It's information, knowing what her best color is, knowing where she lives, knowing her best food and what have you. Information is the same thing in the journey of life. It's the currency of advantage. Now, time is a pillar of strategy. I want to define in this context time as wisdom. Just like the scripture says, just like the sons of Issachar, they understood the times. There is a time to plant, there is a time to harvest. Once you arm yourself with that skill, understanding the time to prepare to apply for a scholarship, understanding the time to prepare to, time is everything in life. At this stage of your life, you have emphasized that in the next 2 years, you want to apply for a job, maybe lecturing in the UK. You start at this time to write your IELTS, your GRE, your GMAT, relevant, skills. Arm yourself with them. That is wisdom, pillar of strategy. It is the pillar of strategy. It has helped me. And that's why in most cases, in most of my achievements, it's always about you always say that nomenclature only. I was the only individual to have won the DAD scholarship in South Africa when I won it. But a lot of people say, how did they do it? I had started preparing. I started planning. Guys, I would like to show you, but because of our time, I created some, I looked, investigated, got some links of some people. The first link, perhaps maybe I'll share it with the organizers and perhaps they might send it to you. You could have a look at them. The first one is a Nigerian who owns a big school here in South Africa. And he has been excellent. A big school here in South Africa is a Nigerian. The second one is also a Nigerian, a professor. He heads the Department of Chemical Engineering at the University of Pretoria. When I checked the area of academics in that department, they were all white. He was the only black individual professor. How did he do it? Then I began to look at his CV. I looked at his, everything he had done. He's actually a friend of mine, a senior friend of mine, and we got talking. I asked him a lot of questions. This was the same model he had adopted. What about the third one? That's me actually for the third link. But the fourth link is also a professor, at the University of Cape Town. All these people, the fourth person is a woman, Professor Umona. All of them. What about the last one, Professor Ajayi Obayo? She finished with the third class. And that is not to spite her, but today her life has changed. She became the first female vice chancellor of the Covenant University, one of the best private universities in Nigeria. You too can do this. It's about your mindset shift. I decided 2015, and it all started with a conference. I attended a conference, and that changed my life. I'm going to show you some other things. So how can we ensure we have a sustainable society? It's very possible through us. Please avoid distractions, avoid a low self-esteem, avoid low self-esteem thoughts, avoid thoughts of impossibility. Impossibility is nothing. I have never thought it is impossible. Never. In fact, I prefer to go for the very tough scholarships because I know not so many people will apply for them. But in sitting down and going through the rigor of applying for a top scholarship, it grooms me. There's an English like that. It enhances my skills in grant writing. And today, it's not pride. I'm a G in grant writing by the grace of God. It's not pride. Now you need to begin to chase volunteering. Volunteering has got inherent benefits. It's about giving your best, giving your whole without expecting anything in return. If your potential recruiter sees that on your CV, that shows some mark of excellence in you. Wow, that's passion. I volunteered at a point in my life for a reputable real estate organization in Africa. And I was doing so many things. I was doing very common responsibilities uncommonly, very, very basic things, professionally, excellently. And today, professors sat down and they decided to appoint me. And today I sit on the board of a reputable real estate organization in Africa. It's not mouth. It's a journey. It's a shift in mindset that no, I choose to be better. I choose to be the best. Internships. At a point in your life, you need relevant skills. Internships are opportunities that will expose you to relevant skills that will help you in your career path. What about quality reading education? Chase after quality reading education. Look for universities that are highly ranked, that hold forth the pillar of excellence. Look for those. They are all around you. They're all around you. Skill and capacity building should be your mainstay at this point in your life. Let me tell you this, the world has become increasingly competitive, very competitive. In fact, the coronavirus has added injury to the many debilitating challenges. The world has become so competitive that only those who has got desirable skills. Have you not seen it when you're applying for a job? It will be written desirable skills. What are your desirable skills? You need to begin to ask yourself. You need to begin to chase after these things. Chase after them. During this period of the pandemic that all of us were at home, I learned myself on YouTube how to make videos, how to make videos, how to make posters, and that got me to sit among top professors on the board of a reputable real estate organization in Africa. Those that know me know about this true story that I'm talking about. Chase after scholarships and grants. You too can you can see the array of the speakers that have been invited to speak. They don't have two heads. Those that have gotten double scholarships, they don't have two heads. It's about sitting down and changing your mindset. Change your mindset. Scholarship and grants. Let your potential recruiters open your CV and say, wow, and put your CV and cover letter in the box of winners. You can do it. You can win it. I've been shortlisted times that number in South Africa for top academic positions, senior lecturer positions in top universities in South Africa. The only thing that has been edging me out is just because I'm not a South African. That is the only thing. They ask me, do you have a South African ID? And I say no, and that's the only thing that takes me out. But my CV beats my competitors. That's the truth. Then, can you see I put in capital letters conferences? Please, I want to plead with you. Attend conferences. Attend the 2 conferences that I attended in the last 2 years. I've attended so many conferences, but there were 2 conferences I attended that changed my life. The first one won me $24,000. $24,000. $24,000. The second one was in 2019, September, and it was in Nigeria. A scholarship from Germany flew me to Nigeria, and it was there during the conference. It was during the cocktail. I wore my suit. I was capped up. I had the flows. I knew what to say. I was ready. I had investigated on one particular professor, just like the way I had investigated on my wife, the way I wanted to get her. I investigated that professor. The moment I walked up to him, I finished him with words. And I started to tell him, sir, my work, my PhD is so interesting that if you can just supervise me for this period of time, there are gainful benefits. Oh, he said, wow, show me more, tell me more. And that was it. He wrote me a letter of invitation, and I had to go and look for a DAD scholarship that would sponsor my time in Germany. And that was it. Conferences are important. Please don't think that you have to pay for some conference. You can write a strong letter of motivation for registration waivers. What about that? What about that? Please start to think about these things. Now, I'm running up now. Academic excellence and sustainability. There's a positive relationship between academic excellence and sustainability. The higher we commit to academic excellence, mind shift, intelligent efforts, doing things uncommonly, doing things extraordinarily, then societal, individual sustainability will be our mainstay. It will increase. Individual impact. You'll be exposed to skills and opportunities, grant writing, qualitative and quantitative skills, public speaking. Let them bring Buhari now. We will speak before him. We will speak before him. Why? Because you would have read a lot. You would have digested a cook. A baker must understand how to bake by watching videos, by reading how to bake. It's the same thing with academic excellence, because you would have read a lot to comprehend how to position your word chronologically. Individual impact. You will have armed yourself with that pyramidal mentoring skill towards excellence. Then you start having mentees that will become themselves mentors, and like that English, Nigerian English, like like that. What about gains from networking? Over the years, I've met associates, friends, colleagues around the world, Germany, US, everywhere you can think of. And today, they are the ones that have invited for so many of the programs. I'm running up now, please. Societal, if some of us and you find ourselves in positions of authority, you'll see that we would enhance policy development. We won't have policy somersault. Government that you have been part of now will begin to appreciate research implications. Do you know how many white documents are lying fallow in government offices? Government will begin to appreciate research implications and implement them, and then we can have a sustainable society or enhance policy development. So the best time, guys, to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The next best time is now. You are that tree. Plant that tree now so that little trees will sprout under you. All right, and we can have a sustainable society. So thank you all for listening. I believe with these few words of mine, I have been able to convince you and not confuse you that there's a positive relationship between academic excellence and sustainability. Thank you, panel of judges and accurate timekeeper. Thank you for listening, guys.
Wow, this is really a wonderful section. Like, I am super excited to be part of this. If there is something that we should take home today, it is our mind being shifted in the right direction. And I must say that all you have done this evening, I know you've not just shifted my own mind in the right direction, you have shifted the mind of everyone that is part of this section, everyone that will come across this video. You've actually shifted our mind in the right direction. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So
Thank you too.
this is question and answer time. We can start dropping our questions so that we can collate it and present it to the speaker. So pending while questions start coming in, I have one or two questions for you that would set the ball rolling. So the first one is, with everything you have outlined today, which is very wonderful, how then can students' experimental learning be evaluated with the kind of country we found ourselves in, that is Nigeria?
Yeah, that's a very dicey question because the enabling environment is not even there. I understand that universities are on lockdown as we speak.
Exactly.
Even when we, interestingly, I'm an ASU member as I speak. If even when ASU goes, stops the strike, and we want to go back with the COVID impact on education, how are we going to cope with 500 students packed in a small office in a little area and whatever? So many debilitating challenges as we speak in Nigeria. So number one, there's no enabling environment for that. It's impossible. I can tell you as you speak, it's impossible. I'm a realist. But in a sane climb, in nations that understand sustainability, all right, I believe strongly that post-experience variables exert their influence after the completion of an experimental education activity. So one of those variables should include social desirability. These are we're talking about teaching pedagogies, or what we call the self-deception positivity. And let me explain it. It's a situation where students respond to an evaluation survey with what they think instructors want to hear rather than what they really feel. All right. I don't know if I've answered your question correctly.
Yes, sir, you have. So,
but I can tell you, let me just add this. I can tell you authoritatively that, there are many mind-boggling ideas. I was thinking at a point, as I speak, let me tell you this. Where I am here in South Africa, where I teach, would you believe that sometimes about 7 months ago, the university requested if we needed laptops, sent us laptops. They sent vehicles to bring laptops to us. I know that people that live abroad will understand this. But when are we going to get to these stages in Nigeria? So it starts with you and I. We must. That's why I mentioned we cannot give what we don't have. What do you want to give to the next generation if you have not enhanced your own skill at this point? I'm just looking forward for the time government will make a mistake to invite me to become a part of government. Let me just become president. Oh God, we will jail people. We are going to jail people.
I pray it happens. I pray it happens.
We jail people. And it's just about the political will and passion for the people. We have greedy people. It's so sad. But because of time, if we start to talk about governments now, we won't live here today.
Okay, so we have a question from our viewers. So the first person is asking, is there any opportunity for mentorship from you, sir?
Okay. Yes. So that's one of the qualities of a mentor. Again, a mentor must be must be open-armed, particularly to a willing and serious mentee. So why not? I'm open to mentoring whoever is interested in this relation. It's a relationship. It's a long walk. The inherent variables are patience, understanding. Patience and understanding, and the ability to grasp easily. What I have achieved as a mentor in 5 years, my mentee should achieve in 2 years, 1 year. That should be the mainstay. So it's open. It's open.
So my question will be, how then do they reach out to you?
Okay. I would have said they should reach out to my wife, but that's by the way. I would speak with I think they should just reach out to the organizers of this event. It's proper that way. So let's not. I don't want to jump guns. I'll give my email address to the organizers so they can contact me that way.
All right. So I would go to the next question.
Yeah.
So the next question is, someone is asking, what are your advice about improving one research writing skills?
Okay, number one is, like I said, to be a good writer, you must be a good reader. So it's about reading. My mentor will always tell me, don't adopt the vanilla approach to reading. The vanilla approach is just surface, add some spice to it. Understand the caramel in the ice cream. Understand what's inside. Understand the spirit and letter of what writing is all about by reading. Let me tell you of an instance quickly. I'm going to be very quick. I remember when I was presenting my master's about 2012. I remember 2012. I was presenting and I had plagiarized. Criminally. And one professor just said, no, we're going to stop this presentation. They stopped the presentation. I cried after that presentation because I couldn't move to the next stage. I know what I did. I had to painstakingly listen to the advice. They asked me to go and understand writing. So I had to do that by reading. Today, sit me down, I can write anything. So it's a process, it's a journey. You need to understand. It's very basic. To know how to write, know how to read. It's as simple as that.
All right. Thank you for doing justice to that question. So The next question is, someone is asking if the AD scholarship is open to Nigerians and how we will get access to it.
Okay, thank you for that. Yeah, DAD is open to all member nations. You see, that's the issue now. The information is very key. DAD is open to all member nations, and DAD, I can tell you, is the biggest funding organization in the world. Why? They've got various an array of different funding style. They fund. There's one we call the in-country. There's one we call the in-region. There's one for the exchange. program where if you're an existing student, if you're a current master student or a PhD student, you can spend about 3 to 6 months or a year of your program in Germany, and you'll be paid well. Apart from that, the DAD, they make several calls at different times. So if your eyes are open, if your ears are open to, that's the timing aspect of this journey too. If you move with the right people, they will give you the right information. So for instance, there's a time where they make certain calls. There's a time for deadline. For instance, the deadline for this year is passed. It was October 15. The next one is April 30. If you want to go to Germany in July or August 2021, you must submit your application by April, and there's a lot of documentations to do. So it's open to everybody around the world. DAD is open to everybody around the world.
Okay, so another question. So somebody's asking, what are the strategies you advise to follow in changing their mindset in order to become a person of value?
I don't have a list of strategies, but let me tell you this one lone strategy that has helped me. I call it the push motivation. The push motivation. Please write it down. The push motivation drives me always from an unwanted reality. I've got 2 kids. I don't want my children to, in the future, be shouting up NEPA. No, I don't want them to do that. I don't want my children to grow to the stage where they will have to sit down on the pages of Instagram and be waiting for the next giveaway. No, it's an unwanted reality. I put in my best so that the outputs, the returns, the remunerations are enough for me to, to take care of them. So it is based on those the recognition of that unwanted reality that motivates my mind to change and say to myself, I will rather not say, if government is treating us like this, I must then, I've forgotten how they say it in where I come from. If government is not going to help you, then you help yourself. You help yourself. You help yourself. You have to take your life into your hands. Take it into your, it's a desperate move. Take it into your hands. I always told my students, please, immediately you're done from part 5, leave this country. I didn't care. I didn't care whether I was being recorded or not. I didn't care. I'm waiting. I think I will have to sneak into Nigeria when I'm coming to Nigeria, because I'm sensing they will likely arrest me. I've been saying a lot of real stuffs about them outside. But these are the issues. These are the issues. These are the issues. So please, it's just one way. Always think about the unwanted reality. Do you want to continue shouting up NEPA? Do you want to keep opening your window when there's no electricity and check whether your neighbor is in the same disposition as you are? No. I told my wife to resign when we were leaving, and I told her there's a better life out there. And yes, today she has graduated, and she graduated properly, with distinction, properly. So please think about the unwanted reality, and that's how to strategically change your mindset.
So I think this is getting more interesting because more questions are coming in.
Oh,
so
fantastic.
I present the other question now.
Yeah.
So somebody is asking again, how can they get links to conferences?
Okay. So the first question to that is Google is your friend. Sometimes also you have to, let me also tell you this. I want to advise all of you to spend your energy on LinkedIn rather than Instagram, Facebook. And I'm being honest about that. Because it is someone who is serious about, I was serious about my life. So I began to move towards people, that I knew could contribute positively to my life. People that were armed with information. So it was from moving close to a mentor that provided me with information about the conference. It was in Kumasi. In fact, I didn't have the money. I had to borrow from my potential wife. Then I told her, don't worry, we're going to get married. She thought I was going to run away. She lent me the money. I went for the conference in Kumasi. And today, my life has changed sporadically. So apart from if you are struggling, if it's very herculean for you to find a mentor within the barest minimum space now, Google is your friend. Just type conferences on social sciences, conferences on public health, myriads, arrays of conferences online, please, guys. And I mean, that's the easiest. The hardest part is to convince them that you don't want to pay because you're a student. And it's about writing a strong letter of motivation for registration fee. Registration waiver. And there are very huge possibilities in that. And there are conferences that will also sponsor you, as a student or even as an individual, if you're able to strongly motivate. I mean, Dr. Kilichi, Dr. Macaulay, they know all these things. It's about motivating. It's about motivating.
Okay, so the next question quickly.
Yeah.
So someone is asking about your recommendation for environmental students securing scholarship, since such courses are very rare in scholarship applications.
That's a dicey one. But again, I will want to say that I want to say no to that. In fact, if you're looking for an area of specialization that is so devoid of scholarships, of grants, of opportunities, it's my sector. Those that are listening to me, if you're in estate management, if you're in real estate, you'll agree with me. But see, it's about not scratching the surface. It's about going in depth to search. You will find this scholarship. They are all there. Sometimes the scholarship might be general. It doesn't have to be specific. All you need sometimes, in most cases, is to have your letter of admission to a university, and there's a certain scholarship that demands that you only submit your letter of admission. General scholarships are available. Sometimes you don't have to specifically look for scholarships that are environmental based. I hope you feel me. So, for instance, in real estate, in my own sphere of our area of specialization, sometimes I don't have to look for scholarships on real estate. No, I just look for the general scholarships, and DAD scholarship is not real estate specific. It is not, but it's a general scholarship, and I'm sure DFD, perhaps what's the other one that Dr. Babajide has got now? What's it called now? Commonwealth. Yeah, fantastic. I mean, these are not specific. So you did need-based scholarships and merit-based scholarships. You find them all around. Just go through the basics. Go through what they require. That's the most important. I will disagree with anybody that says there are no scholarships. Every day I receive, I'm not exaggerating, every day I receive not less than 500 scholarships in my email that I just have to delete off. Scholarships from Japan, from Uzbekistan, from Russia, from Germany, different scholarships. So please, the most important is the processing documents. It's not, don't tell me you can't find scholarships. I'm a realist. I've seen scholarships for Yoruba. I've seen scholarships for Igbo. That is the extent. You need to stop scratching the surface. You tell your neighbor, stop scratching the surface.
So, I don't know. So stop scratching the surface. So I'm telling everybody listening, stop scratching. So the last question quickly, because time is fast spent, will be, somebody is asking if proficiency in Germany is required for DAAD scholarship.
Oh, no, not at all. In fact, I didn't have to submit an IELTS. Yes, IELTS, GRE, GMAT, they are value added. But in all of the achievement that God has given to, I have never submitted, you see, information, I've never submitted any of this. I've only used my letter of English proficiency, which is issued to me by my university. So no, the German language is not a stringent requirement to access the DAD opportunity. Okay, you need to show your evidence that you can speak English, properly, and a letter of English proficiency can be issued to you from your immediate or your last university. It's as simple as that. But let me now go this length. I remember when my wife joined me in Germany, and we were asking questions on how she can secure a job. She was being asked, the only thing is, can you speak German? So there are certain sectors, the health sector, you can't afford not to speak German. You must have like a C Heinz, or I mean Dr. Keleji will bear me out there, and what have you. So like the health sector, I think the tech sector too, you need to be very, I think vast in German language. But in other sectors, they are not so stringent as that. But for the DAD, you don't need a German language as a requirement.
All right, so this will be the end of our question and answer section. So I will start by saying thank you so much for this wonderful presentation. You nailed it. Like, my mind has been shifted, and I know that the mind of everyone who has participated in today's section, those who started in the morning down to this evening section, I know that something spectacular has happened and will continue to happen throughout the days of this Global Scholarship Summit. So I want to say thank you on behalf of everyone. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
And to everyone who has joined us from all parts of the world, I don't know the time it is wherever you are. Thank you for making it a time with us. Don't forget to join us tomorrow for tomorrow's section by 12 to 1 and the evening section. So I would want you to give your final word to all the participants.
Okay, so I would like to again repeat what I said last in my slides, that the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The great people you see today were planted, there's a journey. So the next best time to plant new trees is now. Don't be left behind in the scheme of things. The world is progressing. Don't be left behind. The world is navigating the channel of progress. Don't be left behind. There are jobs coming up. There are opportunities springing up. Don't be left out. Arm yourself with skills. Move close to active mentors. Push yourself. Change your mindset. It is possible. This is not an aspire to acquire session. It is not. It is possible. God has done it for Dr. Kelly, so that we don't sound proud. God has done it for Dr. Macaulay. Those are the people I know here. And God has done it for me. I don't have to. Can you see two heads? No, it is possible. So I leave you with the grace of God tonight as you go back to your various places. I'll be going back to watch Netflix and enjoy myself after a very hectic day. Thank you so much for having me. Chi Jams Academy. I look forward to working with you in the very nearest future. I'll send my bank account so that I can send me my dollars and pounds and euros. Thank you so much and good night. Bye.
All right. Bye, everyone. Bye for now. See you tomorrow.